Raise your hand if you would like to be married to your baby's father.
That's not cute. That's not funny at all. You are asking a bunch of black females in the unhealed community, why don't they want to get married? They just want to be baby mamas. One girl said, because my mama was a baby mama, she didn't need no man to help her raise me. It's like a trickle-down theory, you know? Once you have a baby at 15 and your child has a baby at 15 and then you a great-grandma at 45. Ain't that something? But we can't correct y'all, though. Keep up the great work.
Baby mamas, it's 2025. And we don't believe y'all no more. All y'all baby daddies ain't deadbeats, man. We see the videos, man. We see them showing up, access denied. We see them fighting in court, access denied. We don't believe y'all no more. Y'all gotta come with a different excuse now. Cause we on to y'all. Who's the deadbeat?
Really know if this is my last time, but what I know is I'm feeling just fine. My life is like a red carpet, and I'm feeling like the richest millionaire. This is my local mayor, and I'm the biggest star around here.
What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Subscribe or die trying. You see the thumbnail. More importantly, you saw the clips. The reason I did it that way this time was because it started in 1986. That was a the documentary. And the other clip was from 2025. And you got to understand the narrative. And this happened prior to 86, but I'm just using that. So that's 39 years, right? So now the narratives are dying because all of the stories that people told, there was a lot of liars. There was a lot of people who told a half truth. And what you got from, let's just go 86 to 2025 is a lot of evidence on social media. You know, and not to mention a lot of say the kids that were in that documentary in 86, not the parents, not the mothers or the fathers, but the kids. You got to think about they're in their 30s. You get what I'm saying? So maybe even 40s because back in that day they did the documentary. It took some time, and then they brought it out. So let's just say they're older millennials, right? So now what we're dealing with is they have to look back at the footage and go, wait, but them stories that you told me that he'd rather be with this person, he'd rather be with that person, and he was cheating and he didn't really love you like that. Now when they got to watch the documentary and go, oh, you never really wanted to be with him, but you told me it was all these other things. So think about how many years later it hit them, the kids, in the actual kids from that documentary. And then you fast forward to 2025, and people are having these stories, and what they're doing is they're going back on old stereotypes and old narratives. And what people have realized is, oh yeah, but that narrative don't really, it doesn't really go anymore because we found out the truth. For the kids that was in grade school, that are in grade school, high school, college, and adults now, who come to the realization like, oh yeah, this is how we do things. It's just like the lady said, it's just trickle down. It's nothing. It's like, trickle down half truth, trickle down narrative, trickle down deadbeat beliefs, and for a guy like me who's been on the other side of that, I personally remember a time when my son said that his mother told him that I was going to pick him up for Christmas. So she sat him out there like I was coming for Christmas and I never showed up. And I was like, actually, you're supposed to be with me for Christmas? Like, I was gonna pick you up. I'll put you on a plane to come. And we had to have that discussion. So what I'm saying is, with technology and the lies that have been told, now everybody knows all of these actions are predictable. I mean, I did a video recently using the best man, and it's another clip I should have used, but I might talk about it another day. Like when Harper and Robin got divorced, and she's like, I gave you the opportunity to be in your child's life, and he's like, no, that's bull, because every step you take is calculated to make sure you shut me out of my kid's life. So now you have adults who realize dad wasn't a deadbeat. Dad was just systematically cut out of their life. Dad's supposed to pick you up at 6 o'clock. At 5:30, y'all leave to go to the movies. But when you become an adult, sometimes for the guys, when it happens to you, you realize, oh, that's what was going on, or you see somebody else going through it, and it dawns on you, that looks very similar. Or you see some of the young ladies running the same game and the same tricks, and now it's so predictable that I can even say it's gone to the family court. Where how many times mothers get called out in the family court? All the time. But what does family court do when they get caught in lies? Nothing. So it becomes a whole game. See, there was a time when a guy would go to court, and then he has to work overtime to pay for the lawyers, but overtime didn't count in paying for child support. And now it's so egregious that if you work overtime to say, okay, I got to pay my lawyer, now they try to file for child support while you're working overtime to pay the lawyer and say, nah, you got to stay there and pay that amount forever and a day. And it's like, oh, okay, because it's just the mothers and the family court system is willing to live on the lie as long as the money comes out of your pocket. So even society gets it now. And let me talk about the schools. The schools were real big on that. The schools, I remember when the schools were real big on mama could come, grandmama could come, auntie could come, daddy can't come. Daddy coming to school, we got to call the cops. We got to get the security. We got to get the guys. Your daddy can't come. And that's why, really, you could say it's kind of socially engineered. That's why you really don't see fathers at schools like that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not just he's at work, because with that's a normal thing, but it's also, the ladies have their own little coven about, we all at least hate men, despise men, have a disdain for men, or we just gonna give men a hard time. And now you see how the schools are really falling apart and the teachers are quitting because what? The kids are so bad, but you can't blame it on the dads who are not really a deadbeat because you didn't want the dads in the school anyways. So you did it. And now the teachers can't even handle it. The principal's just going to go, hey, man, we need people in these seats. So I'm not suspending these kids for cussing you out. I'm not suspending these kids for spitting on you, smacking you, punching your face. They can't go to jail. They can't get kicked out of school. And you got to pass them. And it's like, oh, my God. So people aren't believing the narrative anymore. You get what I'm saying? So society is really, really having a tough time because now nobody wants to say it's a lot. It's a gang of bad mothers, and it's been a gang of bad mothers forever and a day. But that's a problem. That's just such a problem because we have she's a mother, kids that belong with their mother. Mothers are great. Mothers are angels. Mothers never do anything wrong. Mothers never do anything to kids. But reality is 2025. That's the opposite. Even the idea of, and I put this into the other context of now you're hearing people talking about wanting to be in relationships and wanting to be a family. You know why they saying that now? Because the path that they chose ain't working. See, people want to be a family after the fact. People want to be cool after the fact. People want to be in the same house after the fact. And you need to pay attention to that. And the guys pay attention to it because a lot of times what you have, and now is a lot of, in that situation, is a lot of, let's just go with the single mother part. Their kids are getting older, which means they're about to be an empty nester, and they really can't afford their life. So now I want to be a family. Now I want to be with a guy. That, and some of them, they've reserved the fact to let me run this child support thing out as long as I can, which means that's why you see a person with an 18-year-old and a 2-year-old. You get what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing? Oh, I don't know. It's just a mistake. It wasn't a mistake. So part of this is there was no, from 86 to 2025, you can see there was no intention to actually be married and a family in the house. And I got to say that because people used to use the excuse that, men aren't in the households with the assumption that the women wanted to be in the house with a man. That wasn't true. And it wasn't true for the vast majority of people. Let's go from 86 up to 2025. One of the only reasons people want to be in a household with men now in 2025 is because the rent's so doggone high. It's not out of love, compassion, concern, wanting companionship. It's none of that. It's that, man, this one bedroom, if $3,000, I can't make it. I need love. That's what that is. But ultimately, at the end of the day, man, what we talking about? The narrative is pretty much dead. And part of what people think is a gender war, part of that is fighting back. You see a lot of ladies fighting to keep that narrative alive in existence, to have an excuse to be out of pocket, and it's not working. That was the whole rise and fall of Ayanna Van Zant's "Fix My Life," because that show started anti-man, and then the more the show went on, it was like, whoa, a lot of out-of-pocket mothers, but you couldn't tell them nothing. You see what I'm saying? So, and now when I say the same thing with the kids in the school, and the school can't say nothing, guess what? The school can't tell them nothing. Where did you get that from? It ain't because he doesn't have a father in his life. These people got phones, but you got phones, you got FaceTime, and people are blocked. You get what I'm saying? We got net petty where you got to remember, it's so bad that the court had to make their own phone and FaceTime app to make sure that mothers wasn't denying access to the kids. And even when they catch them red-handed, they don't do nothing about it. But it's prevalent, and it's been prevalent for years. You get what I'm saying? So the deadbeat narrative is just like chivalry. It's dead and y'all killed it. You get what I mean? So I'm done. Tell me what you think. Like, share, subscribe. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace. You ever been at the top of the universe? I'm gonna tell you.